Hey guys, Marstingan here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be trying out the LR, Kale and Caulifla with their EZA. We just finished the EZA live on the stream. Let's see, so full AGL rotation isn't exactly the best to start us off here. I could, I guess, run the risk of he just doesn't super in slot 1, right? That would be quite nice for me on this turn, so I guess we will do that. Because obviously Kale picks up all that damage reduction by attacking, so she's going to be in a good spot as long as he doesn't super straight away. We're in a very good place here with links. Look at that. Every single link active on this turn. So LR, Kale and Caulifla now with their EZA. Fully EZA'd, SA25, full level 10 links. Their super attack effects are to raise defense, infinite stack, raise attack for 1 turn, colossal damage on the 12 key, and then raise defense again, infinite stack on the 18 key, mega colossal, and lowers the enemy's attack. And then their passive is key 3, attack and defense 130, launch an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super. They get an additional attack and defense 66% and launch another additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super when HP is 66% or less. So bear in mind, we're not getting that at the moment, right? Key 1 up to 6. Chance to dodge 6% up to 66 with each attack performed. So we need to attack 11 times to get the full dodge build up. And then we get 10% attack per Universe 6, Joined Forces, or Pure Saiyan's ally on the team. Now bear in mind, it doesn't say anywhere there that there's any sort of cap. So technically, that means if we're running multiple units of those categories, these guys can get a pretty huge attack boost. So apart from Gohan, everyone on our team is a Pure Saiyan. We obviously have a couple of Universe 6 Pure Saiyans, and then these guys and the Tech Kale and Caulifla are Joined Forces Universe 6 Pure Saiyans as well. So they're getting a pretty significant chunk of this buff, right? They also launch an additional super when there's a Universe Survival Saga or Pure Saiyan enemy. None of the really difficult events have that, I guess, apart from Broly being a Pure Saiyan, but we'll see how they go. The Kale one is, the Cell one is a nice long event, right? So we can hopefully... Of course he did. Really? Of course he did. How much does this do? Nice. Okay, so we are back. Chat told me to leave that first one in rather than redo the intro again, so why not? It was kind of funny going through that whole intro only for Kale to just get immediately blasted by a super attack. But yeah, Kale is not a slot 1 unit. This is the problem with the LR, Kale and Caulifla EZA that a lot of people were disappointed when their details got revealed, is before Kale transforms, she is not a slot 1 unit. Now you'll be able to see here when we get attacked again after this, once she gets her super attacks off and she builds up her damage reduction, then she is okay after that, right? There you go. But it's before that that she is obviously vulnerable. And LR, Kale and Caulifla, they are a unit that infinitely stacks defense. Now depending on how many super attacks they get, maybe by the time they come back on their second appearance, you know, we'll see what their defense is going to be looking like then. But, like, again, they're not super good for slot 1. Now, fortunately, we have got the setup here where, because we had Kale on turn 2 this time, or Kale and Caulifla, I played out the first turn, like, off camera. So when we go back onto the next rotation, we are going to have them transform straight away, right? Because Kale can transform on turn 4 if you have a Caulifla on the team. So, and of course, LR, Kale and Caulifla count as a unit whose name includes Caulifla. So we are going to be able to transform on the next turn with Kale, and then we have the rotation what we want, right? We have Kale in slot 1 in her transformed state, so she can be the tank, and then we have Kale and Caulifla in slot 2, which is exactly what we want. So... And now we get this rotation again. So this is the rotation I kind of wanted to show them off on, right? Because we get the we get their full link set active. They share every single link with AGL Kale except for Legendary Power. So then by being next to Gohan, they have all their links active. So second turn, they're already at 423k. That was after 2 supers on the previous turn, right? Now, not only can they potentially get the extra one from the passive, we are at 66% or less HP actually as well, so we are now getting this extra attack and defense 66% and launch an additional attack that has a great chance to become a super. So they actually have the potential to get a lot of super attacks in this turn. They also have a lot of ki now as well, because their ki and dodge chance builds up with attacks performed, not super attacks. So every additional normal they get is good as well. We're getting such bad luck with these slot 1 supers as well, because remember, Kayle, the first hit she takes, she then gets a big defense buff. So that super attack would have done significantly less damage if it had been the second attack and not the first one. So this is cursed showcase, apparently. Slot 1 supers all over the place, but this is Kayle now. You can see Kayle popping off. The friend has 1 dupe. So you get the guard in slot 1, double 8 million supers, and then look at that, Kayle and Caulifla at 10 million. No support on this rotation as well. That's pretty good. So unfortunately, the first additional from the passive was just a normal. Then we get the additional. So, I mean, if we do start getting more difficult content coming out where we have pure Saiyan enemies, the fact that these guys just get an extra super for free is pretty good. Because all of these additional normal attacks could have been additional supers. So every single one of those is more stacks. But yeah, they definitely can look pretty good once they start getting all those attacks off. And then we can go ahead and transform with you. Will Kayle kill here? I'm hoping not, right? Because then Kayle and Caulifla get another super attack, so they get some more stacks. But yeah, once Kayle transforms, obviously she's not being attacked in slot 1 here anyway, but once Kayle transforms, I think she is really, really good. I'm impressed with my one just having 55%, but yeah, true, we could have done the 8th anniversary battle, that is true. I guess I have to remember that that is now a thing that exists and is like a relatively decent level of difficulty event. Yeah, so no extra super for Tech Kayle and Caulifla, but that's fine. We are going to be able to fuse with them at some point as well, since we are consistently rocking low HP here. I don't want to use all of these physical orbs, but I kind of don't have much of a choice here. Can we still get 6 orbs for God Goku? Now, the other good thing about Kayle and Caulifla getting so much defense is the fact that you're obviously able to get a lot of healing with them as well. So we're at 582k defense here with them. Kayle is at 500k. And all this is with no support. So Kayle just going to casually take double digits. And yeah, my Kale's attack stat on the last turn was lower because she didn't get hit in slot 1. So, whereas this is the friend Kayle with 1 dupe. She has her buff active. She's just dropping 8.5 million attacks. Pretty good. And then, let's see. There's a dodge. 9.1. Because, yeah, that's the difference. They don't have legendary power active now. I swear we just never get... Seriously? We're getting such bad RNG with these additionals being normal attacks instead of supers. Very unfortunate. But yeah, when you pick up same type orbs, the higher your defense, the more HP you get back. So when you're picking up the same type orbs with these units that are stacking up to ridiculous amounts of defense, you're able to get quite a lot of HP back from very few orbs, which is obviously very good. Oh. It's not a Gohan showcase. I don't think we should do that right now. What was their defense? 359. I think we will let them stack a little bit more, I think, to start with here. But yeah, that's my 55% one now. 7.2 with no support. Pretty good. And there's crits. Then he heals. $95k. I mean, that's the thing. When Kayle transforms, you do really want those additionals from her passive to convert into super attacks, because every super attack she does, she's obviously raising her defense by even more. So you definitely want to be getting those buffs. Nice. Triple super turn from Tech Kayle and Caulifla. You love to see it. So that's getting them stacks. That's what we want, because then when we transform into Kefla, we have more HP. That also leaves it wide open for Gohan to just finish off Cell here, which he should do. Yeah, there we go. Well, I don't think he even needed the crit, but... so we know for a fact that she's going to take the super in slot 1. Her defensive buff has worn off. Although, I wonder, how much will these guys take with 741k? In fact, their dodge is fully built up, so they have 66% chance to dodge in slot 1. I guess we could try it, right? And if we die, we die, but we'll roll the dice on the 66% chance. Remember, this Cell does over 1 million damage with his super, so they might take enough damage that if we were actually on full health, we would have lived. And we just die here, and then I think I'll jump back in for the anniversary event so we can see a Pure Saiyan enemy. But let's go ahead and see, because he usually super attacks in slot 1. And there he goes. And they dodged. So, yeah, once you get fully built up, 66% chance to dodge. And then I think mine have level 4 dodge anyway as well, or level 5. So, definitely can build up a pretty decent amount of dodge chance in one turn. But yeah, see, this is the thing that unfortunately lets them down. Very, very RNG related, right? So all 3 of those normal attacks, those could all have been super attacks. Which means not only more damage, but more stacks on their defense, which is probably the more important thing, right? Because if you're taking them into some of the harder events, and they're just getting 1 super and a bunch of normal attacks, by the time you get to the final phase, where you really do need to start worrying about the damage that the boss can do to you, their defense is not going to be anywhere near as high as it could have been if you were actually getting those super attacks early on. So, very unfortunate that you kind of have to rely on the RNG like that a little bit, but, you know, it is what it is. I think we definitely go ahead and fuse here then. Get the heal. I need to try and avoid the super if possible, while still trying to get 6 orbs for Goku. And that's 5. Well, we just have to rely on him to dodge, I guess. It's kind of crazy that Kayle takes that much with guard. Although that was her, because her buff had run out for the 3 turns, so she had to get hit again to refresh it. But even so, although I guess, again, both the Kayles on this team are low dupes, right? Minus 55%, the friend has 1 dupe, so probably be slightly different if she has Rainbow. Yeah, this is my one, so... Oh, so how much is this going to do? Did she only super once? She did, right? 70k, okay. Cell does hit incredibly hard. But yeah, the transformed Kayle, when she gets hit, she gets a buff for 3 turns. So she has it on her next appearance, and then when she comes back again, it's run out, so she has to get hit again, and then it activates again. So that's why, unfortunately, you always have to be careful. I mean, I say be careful, there's nothing you can do about it unless you have a scouter, but you have to be careful, because if the first attack of the turn she takes is a super, when she doesn't have that buff active, then obviously she's going to take a lot more damage. Oh, I don't want Kayle to get the Dokkan attack, but this gives them all their links. So what's their defense now? 637k. That's without the 66% from their passive, because now we're above that HP threshold. So if we had that 66% from their passive, they would basically be over 1 million defense now, which is pretty wild. What does legendary power actually give them? Is it just attack? Yeah, 15% attack. I mean, I want to see them pop off, right? So, and the friend doesn't have the buff. So yeah, I want to see them pop off, because they might just get a bunch of dodges, right? Alright, let's see. Well, there you go. Dodge number 1 straight off the bat. And then... nice and slow. That's what we like to see. Mr. Ningen, I'll say the unit you speak highly of this year. Yeah, God Goku is amazing. God Goku is definitely one of the best TURs in the game. You know, he's top 3 at least, because a lot of people argue between him, Piccolo Jr. and 23rd World Tournament Goku. God Goku at his best can just be so ridiculously good, right? Puts out multiple attacks with high attack stats. If you get that RNG, he gets the dodges. If you've got 6 orbs, even if he doesn't dodge, he has guard. Like, he's just so good. But yeah, we got 1 extra super, but yeah, it's definitely their shine is going to be against Pure Saiyans or Universe Survival Saga. They didn't dodge this super, so let's see. We supered twice, so they were at what, like 800k defense, something like that? So 67k without having guard like Kale, so... Now, obviously, the big problem is if you were against, like, the Metal Cooler Core, for example, that super attack they didn't dodge, they would have been killed. Because, like, Tech World Tournament Goku, even with 1,000,000 defense, if he doesn't guard, the Metal Cooler Core super kills him. So, I think my big takeaway from this is the fact that their RNG is going to be the thing that potentially lets them down the most, right? Because if you're not getting those dodges, then... you're not getting the dodges, then you can take big damage. If you're not getting the stacks early on, then you can take big damage later on. So, in fact, let's just go... where is the anniversary battle? Still up near the top, isn't it? Let's go ahead and jump into... we don't want to do a type disadvantage one, but... in fact, let's do the 6th anniversary one because it is Universe Survival Saga as well. I'm not even going to change the team, so I don't know if that will be the best way to do this or not, but we're going to just jump straight in. And we'll see how they do here with the Pure Saiyan and Universe Survival Saga enemy. Now, they're on the 2nd turn, because of course they are. Alright, well, fortunately, Vegeta starts as AGL, so we don't have to worry about the it sucks having to put Kale in slot 1 situation. Of course he does, though. How many times have we gone into this event now where we get super attacked immediately in slot 1? Yeah, I'm still recording. This is for the video, right? We've seen them against Cell. We're going to jump into the this event just so we can see a couple of turns. I'm not going to do the full thing. I just want to see a couple of turns with them in this scenario, right? Because this is their best case scenario for getting all of their additional supers and everything. So I want to see what their defense is looking like on turn 1. And then I want to see their defense when they come back again, because they should get, I believe, a minimum of 3 supers. And that's if we get the worst RNG, they should still get 3 supers. So... we drop below the HP threshold as well, so... so they're starting off at 264. So we'll do this, and then 6 orbs for you. Alright, so let's see them go off here now. Well, no super in slot 1 this time, fortunately. So Kale gets to actually get her damage reduction now. It's quite cool seeing her like walking through the aura like that, right? She's on like the other side, so it's got the blue glow over the screen. That's kind of cool. Alright, so this will not do anywhere near as much damage now as we took in the last turn. Yeah, much better. 9.1 straight away, okay. Now let's see these additionals. Alright, so straight away the first one from the passive is a super and not a normal. Which is good. This is super attack number 2. And there's number 3. So obviously, like, this is, you know, the perfect event for them. So we're not going to say, like, see, look how amazing they are. Like, obviously in this event, this is where they're meant to shine. But this is now super attack number 4 on turn 1. And they're up to 6 million now on this one. So they've done what, over 30 million worth of attack? And there you go, there's number 5. So we've done over like 36 million attack stat worth of attacks on this turn. And that is now Vegeta dead. So if you haven't beaten the mission to beat this stage in the certain number of turns, these guys are clearly going to be very good for that. The only thing I have to worry about now is this, because if Goku Super's in slot 1, then we are going to get absolutely destroyed. Well, I just want to survive the turn, right? Because I want to see what their defense is going to be on the next turn. So I'm going to use a Whis. Because it doesn't matter if the Whis is in play for the next turn. Because I just want to see what their actual defense number is. Because, of course, he supered in slot 1. Yep. So if I just put Kale in slot 1, it would have been GG. But... we still took 323k with a Whis. That means we are just alive. That's crazy. Yeah, we have 81k HP. But yeah, I'm ready to see the increase in their defense from the last turn. Because what was it last time? It was like was it 256, did I say? It was 260 maximum, right? So he dodged. That's outrageous. Sorry, we still get our damage reduction even if he dodges, so... yeah, let's see the increase. So they got what? Was it, did I say, was it 5 or 6 in total supers they got last turn? Absolutely ridiculous. We hit every single super basically for them on the last turn. So the perfect turn, you're not necessarily going to see that all the time, even against a Pure Saiyan, right? But so what are they up to here? 662k on their second turn. So that is pretty good, right? 662k. I'd say that was pretty good. So let's go ahead and play out this turn. We obviously have the Whis, so we shouldn't die. We'll just see them do a whole bunch more super attacks here. And then, yeah, that's the LR, Kale, and Caulifla with their Easy A. So, I mean, they're definitely a solid unit. The biggest problem, like I say, is early on in the events, you are going to have to be careful of the fact that, like, if you want to run them with Kale, neither of them are particularly good in slot 1. So that first turn is probably a concern, right? I mean, the best setup for them really is if you're just running Kale and them on a different team. So you've only got one Kale and you get the rotation of them and Kale on like turn 2 as the first turn for them. Because then when they come back again on the next rotation, it's going to be turn 4 and then Kale can just transform straight away. So you only have the one turn where you have to worry about not having a slot 1 unit. And depending on the typing of the enemy, you might be okay in that scenario, right? But yeah, here we go, just going off again. And the thing is, them getting all these additional attacks means they're building up that attack, they're building up the dodge chance much faster. So now we are already fully maxed out, right? So they, again, this is their second appearance, and they have a 66% chance to dodge now. So, you know, pretty good. And they just keep going. Just keep going. So yeah, double digit. I mean, we have the Whis active, so... but yeah, very, very good. Definitely a solid Easy A. People, I think, underrate them because they're not the slot 1 unit for Kale that people really wanted. But I think they definitely are good. So let me know what you guys think of the Kale and Caulifla Easy A down below in the comments section. We'll try them out against Sin and some other events. But I think they're definitely pretty solid. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.